Hey everybody, how you doing? I am hoping that we got the audio glitches um, worked out here. I think it was just a sampling rate thing. So let me know if this sounds better than last time. But this is basically the same lesson that I was going to record for my friend who I'm teaching via Zoom. She's on the East Coast and she couldn't make her lesson, so she asked if I would do about the same thing that we've really been working on, which is all about rhythm, and not just rhythm, but rhythm. It's where the guitar becomes almost a percussion instrument as much as a chord and melody instrument. Rhythm is just kind of looming large in the music compass right now, and a lot of fronts. Yeah, in my life, I'm learning Mandarin, woo, and Shakespeare. In addition to getting all of my classical music back up to speed and my originals up to speed and stuff, and really, rhythm is just so prominent in everything I'm trying to express to my students about how yes, it's important chords and scales and notes, on whatever instrument you're playing, and that applies to the guitar too. You first thing you do is you learn some chords, right? And that's all up in this hand. But this hand is not to be overlooked because there's so much subtlety with what you can do with this hand to make the groove feel one another. And uh, one of the most profound things that you can teach a very young student right away, I've done it recently, is how, even though you're building up your hand, your left hand, and learn to play those chords right away without playing chords, hold your hand behind your back, just strum it and then mute it. Strum, mute, right? And even slap, and then, your drum, the guitar almost like it's a drum, like it's a percussion instrument. Now, I'm not going to strum and then slap it with my open hand like that unless I'm really wanting to get that effect and sort of get a little, maybe flamboyant on stage or something, or really get into the percussive element of the guitar. But look what I can do. I can strum and just kind of, even though you hear those strings, I can let them go a little longer, or right away, or kind of in between. But you've got this sharpness that you're not gonna get if you just let the ring and ring and ring and have that sound always going. So here's an instant. So this song has just got two chords, the G chord and the A minor chord. And listen, I'm just gonna play. Let's go over to this screen here. And I'm just going to play these four measures: one measure of G, one measure of A minor, one measure of minor, and one measure of G, a 4-bar. And as you can see, I'm just strumming 1, 2, 3, 4 each time before I change to the next measure. 3, 4. And this is a great way you can kind of tell around the campfire if somebody's just learning the guitar and getting those chords down, and which is really exciting. But instead of just having the chords ringing all the time, what if on the second one and the fourth one, like we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, I muted it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looked something like that. Now you can see I wrote X's on the note heads when they're muted. Now that's extreme. Look at, I'm holding my hand down here. That's another way to mute it, is with your left hand, which is great when you're doing bar chords. You're touching every string. You can just, I'm not going to take my hand all the way off. I'm going to release the pressure of my hand. It's hard to see on the screen, but see how the sound stopped? I didn't touch it with this hand. That's one way I could touch it, is with that hand, and mute it with the right hand, a palm mute. Or I can just keep that pressure down on that left hand, but take it up and it also mutes there. So usually there's a combination that you're not even paying attention to. You're kind of like letting up pressure here, in a rhythmic way to make the mutes and the ringing notes kind of, and you can do that down here too. You can go. It's usually a combination. Now it's kind of more important to learn to do the mutes in the right hand when all you're doing is open chords, because now if I let the pressure up, well, I'm touching this string and this string and these strings, but there's these two strings in here that I'm not even touching. So if I release the pressure of these fingers, it's not going to affect those strings. They're going to keep ringing. So really, you want to get comfortable with this hand, the side of your hand, side of your wrist, fist, whatever it is that lands on those strings. After you hear them ring, if you want, you could make it really percussive like that, but usually you're going to ring it here, the beginning of that second beat chord and that fourth beat chord, but then they're just going to get clipped off right away. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, that's now I'm kind of almost not even. It's almost like I am hitting it, and you're not even hearing the chord there. That's okay. It's kind of a spectrum of how clipped or sounded those are going to be. There I'm kind of hearing the chord and then it off. Or you could just go, which is going to give just that certain crispness. It's almost like the snare when you're playing drums. Your kick foot is usually going on 1, and then your snare's going on 2, 2, 3, 4, and that snare has a certain snare to it that we're kind of imitating here. Again, let's go over to this screen and see the two different versions. Okay, here's muting. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's the chords are ringing and the timing is steady, but now let's put that snare drum effect on 2 and 4, as shown once again by the is on the note heads. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just realized that that last measure has the repeat in the wrong space, wrong side. But yeah, so that's a fun info that somebody may have. But let's go back. Let's go back to the big screen here, and just so you can see a little more up close. Now I'm exaggerating the Pete Townshend. Actually, Pete Townshend would go that way. But I'm exaggerating the reverse windmill, we'll call it, just so you can see, ring it out, stop it, ring it out. But when you're usually playing, you're just going 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so look at here's one where I'm just kind of hitting it. Here's one kind of like strumming it and cutting it off. It's a subtle difference. It's just kind of up to your feeling of the groove in the moment. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Something about the key. Oh, by the way, this song is actually an A minor, or I'm A to B minor, but it's going to be easier with a G chord and an A minor chord because then you don't need to use any bar chords. So for this song, we would put a capo on the 2nd fret. Capo is just kind of like an automatic bar that stays there, so then you can do your chords up here. They're just, instead of G and A minor, it'll sound like A and B minor, but I don't have my capo here, so we're just in G, the A minor chord. Again, I can't resist. It's just, I love my J5. This guitar was invented in the 30s, and they have not altered it since. It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is one that John Lennon, Bruce Springsteen, probably all those that if they're doing anything acoustic, probably seen them holding a Gibson J45. All right, I got a student coming here pretty soon. Better shut down. Please give me notes. I'm hoping that it wasn't doing sort of thing. I'm exaggerating. I'm faking that. I hope it's only dropping out when I fake it like that. But because last time it wasn't, it was blipping out, and I think it was a sample rate mismatch. That's what the word I was looking for. Okay, so hope you're all having fun. Let me know if you have any questions. I kind of like this format. I'm having a blast doing Zoom lessons remotely with people on the East Coast and in Nigeria. It's just, I love that technology allows me to connect with in all parts of the world. And so, but in addition to doing that live, well, I can also use this to just kind of record a lesson for all of you, because it's going to go straight to YouTube and stay there as an archive. So you can, if you don't catch it in the moment, you'll get a notification if you like and subscribe. The notification bell, as the kids say. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to sign off for now, and we will be back soon. I hear somebody coming down the driveway right now. All right, cheers, everybody. Have a great one.